Hello. Cheers. Welcome to a special and most festive episode of the Piper's Table. And we're actually at a table today. And this table happens to belong to Mr. Bilby. Say hello.
Hello.
So, we've been being pretty festive over here this morning. I made a trek out to visit one of my favorite people, and this will be the first episode of the Piper's Table where it's not just me talking to myself in some random room or a garage.
Yeah.
So, cheers. Glad Yule. And let's see, today have something very, very special. It is a offering from the private cellar of Sir Bilby. And that is some McClelland's Christmas Cheer. This particular one happens to be from 2004. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Got a little bit of a glare. But this is legendary. I don't know if I've ever partaken in something so exquisite as what this tin is about to offer us. But this is a Virginia blend, and the Virginias in the 2004 batch of Christmas Cheer are made from North Carolina flue-cured mahogany Virginias that are actually from a 1994 crop. So the tobacco in this tin was 10 years old before it was ever committed to the blend. So it's essentially a 30-year-old leaf inside this tin.
That's right. Normally with Virginias that are this old, you get a lot of bloat to the tin. I wouldn't say there's a lot of bloat to this, but there's definitely a considerable amount of pressure. It's certainly fermented in there. And I've smoked some Christmas Cheer before that my good friend Nathan Davis let me enjoy. I don't know what the age was on that. I don't think I quite appreciated it for what it was because I wasn't as into vintage tobaccos then as I am now, but I thought it was incredible, and I can't wait to open this. Well, I don't have to wait anymore because you can open it.
Just take a moment to appreciate this and look at the old Saint Nick on there having a pipe. He looks like he's also had a few more rounds of beer than we have.
Yeah, maybe we have to catch up.
Oh, that is awesome. All right. Let's see. Should we read? We'll just go ahead and read this to you guys. We are proud to offer our 2004 Christmas Cheer, an exceptionally fine vintage tobacco, hand-blended and aged in pressed cakes to develop natural mellowness. This 2004 blend is made with a special selection of rich, smooth, mahogany North Carolina flue-cured crop of 1994, ripened to perfection in the Oxford area. It should age exceptionally well because of its high natural sugar content and balance. Each buying season, we look for tobaccos of exceptional quality and distinctive character. In various combinations, their flavors, aromas, and textures contribute to the overall excellence of our entire product line. The leaves of different crops and regions are combined to maintain consistency from year to year. With Christmas Cheer, we treat our discriminating customers to the singular pleasure of a tasting of the very finest tobaccos of a particular vintage. Not worrying about maintaining the flavor and appearance of this product into future years, but actually striving instead to present the unique character of a single crop and area. That's what Christmas Cheer is all about. Happy sampling, which we are about to do.
Yes, we are.
Let's see if we can hear it.
Should be something.
All right.
Take a whiff, man. Do it.
Wow.
Now, some McClelland Virginias are known for their distinct vinegar ketchup type smell.
Definitely a strong ketchup smell.
It's present here, but it's not overwhelming, and it's definitely not unbecoming of the smoke, because I've smoked some of this before where it has that ketchupy vinegar smell, but it doesn't come through at all in the tobacco. It just tastes like the most delicious red Virginia you've ever smelled. There you go. There's some for you at home.
Over here.
We've had a couple. Shout out to Tim for this guy. My wife's off camera. She's going to be a silent third-party producer. Tell me what you think about that.
Smells delicious.
She says it smells delicious.
I'm basking this.
Special shout out to Kevin, the Hobbiton Piper, because
Yes.
he recently released a video opening, I think, a 24-year-old tin of this, and I loved that video. Found great pleasure in watching it, and I thought, I've got a 20-year-old tin. Maybe when we get together again, I can have him open this up and enjoy some of this, because, like I said, I've tried this before, found it to be incredible. I only smoked a couple bowls out of it, but I've got this 100-gram tin, and I think now is the right time to open it. If it's been around for 20 years, why wait another year longer if we can enjoy it now?
Yeah. Cheers, all of you who are joining in. Happy holidays. We hope you are going to have a Merry Christmas. And yes, as Bilby said, a special holiday festive wish to you, Kevin, Hobbit and Piper. We all enjoy your videos, man. And I've never had McClelland's Christmas Cheer. So after watching your video, now I'm going to get to experience it myself. So and I know that this is a very rare treat.
Yes, it is. And for a rare treat, we have rare pipes to smoke it out of. You need a very special Christmas-style pipe, or just a special pipe to enjoy something like this. What are you going to smoke out of today?
I'm going to smoke out of my Ben Wade Calabash. It's kind of a similar overall design. Kind of funny that I chose to bring this today.
My wife's holding up her K Woody. I don't know which one that is.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
It's a K Woody that I bought for her sometime
Yeah,
ago.
there's a lot of, man, yeah, the ketchup is kind of, it really, honestly, reminds me of like a really just like delicious, salty, ketchupy smelling sensation that you would have at like a diner almost upon the first whiff.
I need to take another whiff to really refresh my senses here.
Like vinegar, sun-dried tomatoes, ketchup, which obviously the aged mahogany Virginias and red Virginias are known to have those kind of smells, and blends that have those kinds of Virginias in them. I mean, even, a lot of the Balkans have that really strong ketchupy vinegar kind of smell to them from the
Right.
Virginias.
I'd say I definitely get some spicy, peppery, almost a Catarini type smell from the Sutliff Kringle Flakes that I've been smoking recently. It might be a little bit of a transfer from that, but man, you still get the sweet fig, stone fruit from the Virginia, but what overwhelms, maybe not overwhelms, but takes the front seat to that is that strong vinegar smell. But I don't think it's unbecoming. It's not too much. I know some people complain about it. You can complain about it all you want. I think McClelland tobaccos are incredible, and if you don't like that smell, and that's too bad, you can give it to me. But
Well, I think it's one of those things that with tobacco, not every smell or even flavor needs to translate to something that you might want to eat, or vice versa. Something that is a smell that you associate with food that that you would think, oh well, I want to smoke that. Well, it's not necessarily so. There's a lot of interesting crossover between the smell of things versus the taste. Like, obviously this isn't going to taste like ketchup.
no, it's
Or
not.
people wouldn't like that.
Exactly.
But it's also kind of like some of the Lakelands. I wouldn't think that I would want to smoke something that smells like potpourri, but it's fantastic in my opinion. So anyways, let's get a good look at the flake there if you can. It's really beautiful, smaller flakes.
I would compare it to some of the Cornell and Deal shorter flakes or the GLPs type flakes.
Yeah.
They're their own though. They're rough.
It's really dark. I mean, the color of it is almost like a really rich dark brown, like an oiled leather. And
you see some of the brights popping through as well.
Yeah, and it has. Yeah, it's flecked with like bright Virginias in here. It's really beautiful, and I mean the texture of it is really cool. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and pack our pipes, and we shall rejoin you momentarily. And we're back. Oh,
it's good beer.
All right. Here we go. We are about to step into the realm of legendary things. Ooh.
This is a very seasonally appropriate tamper. Shout out to Larry Blackett, I believe his name is. From Buttons for Your Britches, he makes the most aesthetic and appropriate pewter tampers. So shout out Larry. I met him once. My wife bought me this one, and then I got this one for him because it's absolutely necessary. If you're a gnome believer, you need one of these for your pipes, or else you're not even smoking.
And also, speaking of gnomes, smoking Christmas cheer, the Christmas holiday, don't forget to leave beer and porridge for the gnomes, or else they might cause you great mischief for the year to come.
And if you leave them great gifts, then they'll do repairs in your house when you're not looking.
Or wash the dishes.
I can already tell the retro hail off this is very tangy in a very pleasing way.
Mm-hmm.
These red Virginias, when they get this aged and this smooth, it's unlike anything you could ever experience with a newer tobacco. With some red Virginias, when the blends are in their infancy, by comparison to this, the retro hail is much more challenging, more tingly.
I can feel the very spirit of Christmas hovering over my palate.
It's all inside right here.
There's a mysterious. Wow. I don't even know what to describe that. It's just like a warmth that comes out of this. It's like hovers over the center of my palate, and then on the retro hail dissipates into that tangy, like immediately like a stewed figgy kind of tangy tartness is really interesting, man.
This is such a unique and singular expression of red Virginias. And I love red Virginias because you got to take a peek at my cellar before and you said, wow, you really like red Virginias. And I do. And this is the time of the year now in the summertime is when I really concentrate on red Virginias. Once the holidays have passed, I'll normally jump headlong into Latakias and Balkans. But for right now, I enjoy the red Virginias. I'm smoking a K. Woody handmade. This is one that Mr. Feuerbach himself hand carved. This is like a pickaxe, heavily sandblasted, handmade from 2022, and I got it from Nathan Davis of graywoody.com, and he now owns the K Woody brand. So if you want a K Woody like this or a K Woody in general, check out graywoody.com. Shout out Nathan, you're the man. The first time I ever had Christmas cheer was from him, and I can attribute my obsession with McClelland's and the hole in my bank account to Nathan and his introduction of McClelland blends to me, and I owe a lot to him. So shout out to you, Nathan. I hope you're seeing this, and wish you well. If you guys want a K Woody out there, contact him. He's a good man, and he absolutely deserves your business.
Should shout out to him too, because now you're sharing with me, and this is wow, man.
That's right. That K Woody pot that you've also featured in your other videos was from him, and that I
the
gave
Saxon.
to you. That's right.
The Saxon.
When I saw that big, broad, bent, muscular pot that says Saxon on the bottom with that sandblast and that red stain, I'm like, that's a pipe for you.
That's been one of my most smoked pipes over the last month, dude. I've been smoking a lot of that. I'm trying to build up a cake.
I'm sure it's well on its way. Yeah.
It's not a very tall bowl, but how massive the bowl is unreal, man. Like, I'm trying to build up a cake in it.
How's that going?
I haven't hardly made a dent in it, I guess. But I've been smoking it a lot. Yeah, I love that pipe. I haven't smoked this one very much since I got it. This is kind of like it's become a truly special occasion pipe.
Yeah, same thing with this. My friend Mike gave me this for my birthday, so thanks, Mike. I only smoked this on a couple of special occasions, and when you were here for my wedding, I loaded this up with McClelland 221B Black Shag, and he looked at it and he's like, "You barely smoked that pipe," and I said, "Only because I smoke it for special occasions."
It's already starting to change the flavor of the tobacco. So far for me, there's like this really interesting, tangy, pungent flavor that just kind of rolls over your tongue. And then on the retrohale, I'm getting a lot of the tanginess, but it's almost become a little bit creamier and the tanginess a little bit more pronounced. I'm almost getting some like plum vinegar kind of notes.
The dark stone fruit's coming out a little bit. I'm kind of getting more of like a high tingly sense on the retrohale, not unlike an aromatic where you might sense some tongue bite, but it's just that like high tingle presence on your palate, but an underlying low sweetness to it, because the sugar content in this has got to be much higher than compared to many other tobaccos.
Yeah, it's really, really smoky and really sweet in a non-confection way. Like, and I say that a lot about some of these kind of aged Virginias, or even some of the Englishes that have a little bit of a sweetness to them. It's a really interesting thing that I've kind of only experienced with tobacco, where you can have an implied sweetness that might be even very sweet at times, but without like being cloying or fake tasting or like artificial syrups and stuff.
Yeah, doesn't have that propylene glycol underlying note to it.
Yeah, this has a really nice sweetness to it.
No bite whatsoever. None detected. It's just really hard to describe the overall sense of this, because it's really impossible to compare it to anything else I've ever smoked. And the first time I tried this was fairly early on to my realization of non-aromatic tobacco, so I thought it was a fantastic smoke, but I didn't really have quite the history, the experience with high-end tobaccos like this to really compare it or know what was going on. I just thought it was delicious. Not that I didn't appreciate it, but I just really didn't have the palate that I have now.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. There's some flavors that I pick up here where I can understand now different blenders attempting to make a nod back to McClelland. Like there's elements of some of the sweetness and the kind of like stewed fig and the plummy, vinegary kind of flavors that I can see where they try to make a nod to it in some of the flavor profiles of plum pudding. I can see how it maybe even a little bit of folklore in there, like some of those red Virginias in the folklore, the way that they've been able to highlight some of those kind of like stone fruit and kind of the figgy vinegary type sweet notes. I can see how there's like homage. I mean, a lot of blenders always are trying to make an homage back to McClelland's. It's, I mean, truly legendary. Probably the most legendary tobacco.
Not only because it's closed down, but because their dedication to producing these blends in a very pure sense. I
went
so far.
I can't help but respect how they decided to close down and it be lost rather than to sell it for a profit and know that the recipes might become of a lesser quality.
They just wanted to say, that's it, that's the end of it. I'm torn between that because I'd love to see them try to push it or, move it on to another generation so they could have their own take on it. Even that would be more available and accessible than spending what I spent on this, which was no small amount. For those of you trying to find some of this, it's out there, it's available, you can buy it. It's very expensive. Expect to spend way over $100 on a tin of this, where the price tag on this tin, $13.50 20 years ago. So take that for what it is. I'm not going to tell you where I got this because I had to find out on my own too. I'd say if you want to get a 10 of Christmas cheer, go to a pipe show. Any of the pipe shows I've been to, you'll find this.
Ooh, these pair really well together.
Not too bad, huh? Why don't you tell them what we're drinking?
This is a Bilby Brow, actually. And this is bourbon barrel aged stout, your second batch ever.
Yep, the bourbon barrel aged coffee stout. And I brewed this with organic cacao nibs to give it that dark chocolate undertone. It's about 11% ABV.
The chocolate goes really nice.
One of the most expensive and intensive beers I've ever made, but this one's going on 2 years old, 3 years old, so it's aged quite well. But if you want to buy this, you can. Go to a pipe show. It might be more than you want to spend, but
it's about an experience, I think.
Yes.
At this point with this,
you got to think about how many times you'll smoke through 100 grams. At least 10 to 15 bowls easily. I mean, if you're smoking big fat bowls like this, give or take, but
it's like changing again.
Yeah, it's well worth the money. If you see a tin of this, look, it'll never be made again. It only appreciates and increases in value, which is what I say to justify my purchase, even though I'll probably never sell this, right? But for the triple-digit price I paid for this, I think it's worth every penny now just to sit here and enjoy with my friend and my wife, and it's worth it. It's also the best red Virginia I've ever smoked, hands down.
It's
Can you pass
very
me a pipe
good.
cleaner?
Very good. And on the note of Christmas cheer, in the face of some of the news that you all know about the Sutliff and McBaron thing, which we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I've avoided talking about it at this point because the Piper's Table is all about things that are positive and enjoying yourself, and tobacco being a thing that you can experience and it brings you pleasure, either whether that's solitary or with friends, over it being a commodity. And with that being said, I want to encourage this moment in the timeline of our nation's tobacco culture and heritage, that big or small scale tobacco farmers and maybe ambitious young entrepreneurs to take up the torch, and we've got to revive our tobacco culture on American soil. It can happen. I mean, tobacco is from here. Some of the best tobaccos that the world has ever known have come from here, still come from here. There's no reason why we can't have legendary tobacco blends, the likes of McClelland. Again, we just need people who have the means, who maybe are growing tobacco or who are interested in blending tobacco, to start to pave those ways again, to blaze a new trail for it.
It's not like it's impossible and it cannot be done again. It's happened before, it can happen again. The strains, the environment, the soil, the farmers, they're all there. And I understand that it's not as profitable as it once used to be. But look at the revival of home brews and small breweries and things like that exploding. If more people could get into pipe tobacco and understand it for what it is, I think the demand could also be there, and we could very well be on the precipice of a renaissance of pure tobacco strains in America.
Also, we're going to have to be. Otherwise, we're going to be buying $45 tins of Capstan from foreign market.
I really don't want to do that. I love the Danes. I'm European myself, heritage speaking. Love the Danes, but let's not get political about this. But we can't let them have all the fun, right? America's where tobacco started and where it went across the world. We should keep it here. American tobacco farmers need to come back because my money's green and I'll spend it on what you produce. So any tobacco producers out there, you heard it here first. Bring it back.
Yeah, cheers. Let's bring it back.
It was wonderful. What an experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
This is awesome, man.
It's great to be the first guest on the Piper's Table.
It's probably good that I finally made a video. I don't even know how long it's been. Probably almost 3 months now already.
Well, like I said,
time slips away from me. I don't have a very good grasp on time.
Well, like I said, as soon as you acknowledged, man, I've been producing a lot of videos, they stopped. And it takes a 20-year-old tin of McClelland to get this guy back on YouTube.
Is it a plan?
Worth every penny.
Maybe that's part of my new strategy. If you have old tins of McClelland to open, I will travel to your abode and smoke it with you.
I've got more McClelland tins in my cellar, blends that I have not tried myself. Drop in the comments below any of the McClelland blends that you want to see opened, and maybe we can do another tin opening and enjoyment video.
Yeah, I mean, we should do a little, an ongoing McClelland series over the next several years.
You can make a playlist out of that. Because, I mean, I know that I personally sought out videos of people opening and enjoying McClelland tins of blends that I've seen come up, seen at pipe shows. Like, this is a McClelland blend. I've never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Is it worth what this person is asking?
Also, what would be kind of fun, for those of you out there who have tried McClelland blends, what are some of your favorite ones? You open that tin of Black Shag. That has to be one of the best tobaccos I've ever had in my life. It was truly phenomenal.